All right, so let's start into something I think we can all relate to. Celebrations.
Celebrations.
Yeah, think about it. Everywhere celebrates something.
Well,
Whether it's, a birthday bash or a religious holiday or maybe like a cultural festival.
yeah.
But it's fascinating how each one kind of reflects something deeper about us,
Yep.
who we are, what we value. We've got a bunch of sources here, actually, a script designed for, well, it's supposed to help people improve their English conversation skills, specifically talking about festivals and traditions. But we're going deeper than that, right? We always do.
Always.
We're after the juicy cultural insights, the ones hiding in plain sight.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah.
Because language, it isn't just about, like, vocabulary,
Yeah.
It's more like a window, I think,
Dangdo.
into how different cultures perceive the world.
Yeah.
So by exploring how people talk about celebrations, what we're actually doing is uncovering layers, all these layers of cultural meaning.
Ooh. Okay, that gets me excited. So this script starts with two people, Ethan and Sophia, and they're chatting about their favorite celebrations.
Okay.
Ethan, he's all about Christmas. He loves that, what's the word he uses? Festive atmosphere.
Festive.
The family time, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
Sophia, though, she's a birthday person, loves celebrating another year, and the chance to connect with close friends, especially on those milestone birthdays. It's funny, though, how even something as personal as, like, a favorite celebration can reveal so much about us.
It really is. And you know what else? Notice how they're already, how do I put this? They're already using, I guess you could say, descriptive language to kind of paint a picture of what these celebrations mean to them, like that word festive.
Festive, yeah.
It perfectly captures that warm, joyful feeling of Christmas
Yeah.
and milestone birthdays.
Yeah.
Instantly tells you we're not talking about just any birthday. These are the significant ones, those big markers in life.
I hadn't thought about it like that. It's like the language we use shapes the way we experience these events.
Exactly. Because the words we choose, they don't just describe the celebration. They also, I think, convey all those emotions and cultural values.
Yeah.
The stuff that's associated with it.
That's really interesting. So moving beyond those personal celebrations, the script takes us on, well, almost like a whirlwind tour
But a tour.
of holidays from around the world.
I like that. That's brilliant, actually.
Yeah.
Because it highlights something really important. Just the incredible diversity of human experience. Like, every culture has its own, unique way of marking important occasions.
Yeah.
And all those differences, that's what's fascinating.
Oh, for sure. The script dives into Chinese New Year
Chinese New Year.
with all of its vibrant traditions. Dumplings, the lion dance, and those iconic red envelopes.
The red envelopes.
I've always loved the energy of Chinese New Year, but I never fully understood the symbolism, behind the red envelopes.
Well, think about it. I mean, they're not just about giving money, are they? They're like these little packets of good luck and well wishes for the new year.
Huh.
And that's where the color red comes in. Because in Chinese culture, red symbolizes, well, a lot of things, actually. Prosperity,
Okay.
joy, and good fortune. So it's really a visual representation, of hoping for the best in the year to come.
So it's like you're sending someone a tangible piece of luck.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. From the vibrant energy of Chinese New Year, we go to a celebration that has, well, kind of a different focus, remembering and honoring those who've passed.
Yeah, that's important.
This is where the Day of the Dead comes in, or Dia de los Muertos. It's a Mexican holiday. And while some might find it, I don't know, somber, it's actually a very vibrant celebration of life, a way to keep the memory of loved ones alive.
And the way they do it, it's incredibly touching. Like, families create these elaborate altars. They're adorned with photos, candles, and offerings, like food, drinks, all meant to, well, welcome the spirits back home for a visit.
And the marigolds.
The marigolds.
I've heard those play a special role, too.
They do. The marigolds are believed to, they guide the spirits back home.
Really?
With their, vibrant color and scent. It's all about creating that welcoming atmosphere and celebrating the lives of those who are no longer with us.
It really makes you think, what traditions do you have that honor the memory of loved ones? It's fascinating how these, like, personal rituals become a way to keep those memories alive. But moving on, the script also talks about how some traditions, well, how they evolve over time.
They change, yeah.
Like Halloween.
Halloween.
It's gone from a Celtic harvest festival to a global phenomenon.
Wow.
Trick-or-treating, costumes, haunted houses. It's definitely a celebration that's, what's the phrase? Caught on.
Caught on. It has.
It really has.
It's a perfect example of how traditions, well, how they adapt and change,
Yeah.
within different cultural contexts. What was once just a localized custom, something small, has spread, across borders, evolving, along the way.
And that makes me think about another aspect of modern celebrations, the whole commercialization thing.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever felt like, I don't know, maybe a holiday was more about spending money than genuine connection?
Oh, for sure.
Or celebrating the true meaning behind it? Because the script definitely touches on that tension.
It does.
It really does.
Oh, absolutely. Like Valentine's Day, prime example. Valentine's Day can feel like, I don't know, so much pressure to buy expensive gifts.
Yeah, go on fancy dates.
Exactly. And create this like perfect romantic experience. Sometimes I think, the original sentiment, that idea of expressing love and appreciation, kind of gets lost in all that commercial hype.
But what's interesting is the script doesn't just dwell on the problem. It offers some solutions, too.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, it is.
What kind?
Well, Sophia suggests, I guess, looking beyond those commercialized aspects and focusing on, well, more thoughtful gestures.
Thoughtful gestures. Okay.
She mentions baking cookies for loved ones.
Baking cookies.
Yeah, instead of buying expensive presents.
That's nice.
It's about showing that you care in a way that, I don't know, feels genuine and personal. But let's pause here for a second and talk about, the language itself. I know we said we're going beyond basic vocabulary, but this script does introduce some interesting words and phrases, the kind that can help us talk about celebrations in a more nuanced way. You ready for a little vocabulary boost?
I'm always ready for a vocabulary boost.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to describing something as rich and varied as celebrations.
Right. So the script highlights words like lavish, wholesome, and heartwarming. I mean, those words just evoke such different vibes.
They do, don't they?
Lavish makes me think of extravagance, grandeur.
Yes.
Like a huge feast or an elaborate ceremony.
I see that.
Wholesome, though, that brings to mind something different. A sense of, simple joy. Genuine joy.
Genuine.
Like a family gathering around a bonfire. And then heartwarming. Well, that captures those moments that just, make you feel all fuzzy inside. Like seeing a child's face just light up when they open a special gift.
Oh.
I love how those words can paint such vivid pictures in our minds. But it's not just about individual words. The script points out some powerful phrasal verbs, too, like dress up, put on, and look forward to.
Phrasal verbs, those are great examples because, well, they can add so much nuance to our language. Dress up, for example. That implies a sense of occasion, excitement. Put on suggests effort, preparation, and then look forward to. Well, that, I think, carefully captures the anticipation and excitement that often surrounds celebrations.
It's like using those specific verbs brings the celebration to life. Instead of just saying we went to a party, you could say we dressed up for the masquerade ball.
Ooh, I like that.
Or they put on an incredible fireworks display for the festival.
Yeah. It just adds like a whole other level of detail.
Exactly. And using precise language like that, well, it helps us connect more deeply with, with the cultural nuances behind these celebrations. It's not just about learning words, is it? It's about understanding the subtle ways language reflects, like cultural values and perspectives.
Absolutely.
Okay, maybe I'm geeking out about language a little too much. But what I find really fascinating is how this script, beyond the vocabulary stuff, it subtly highlights some, I think, universal truths about, why we celebrate in the first place.
Universal truths. I like that.
Yeah.
It's not just about the parties, is it? Or the presents. It's about something deeper, something that I think connects us as human beings.
Exactly. Like, think about those phrases we discussed earlier. Ethan talking about spending time with family at Christmas. Yeah. And Sophia, she mentioned connecting with close friends on her birthday. Those simple phrases, they point to a fundamental human need for connection. and belonging.
They do.
Yeah.
And that need, I think, it's kind of woven throughout the script, even when it's not explicitly stated. Like, look at the way they describe Chinese New Year, with its emphasis on family reunions, honoring ancestors.
Yeah.
It's all about strengthening those bonds that, tie us together, reminding us that we're part of something bigger than ourselves.
And even with a celebration like the Day of the Dead,
Yeah.
which is focused on remembering those who have passed, there's still that strong sense of community and shared connection. Families come together to create those beautiful altars,
Right.
share stories, celebrate the lives of their loved ones.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the face of loss, we find solace and strength in our connections with others.
And it's not just about connecting with people, it's also about connecting with our heritage, our culture, our past. The script touches on that too, with its exploration of all these different traditions.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Think about the specific holidays they talk about. Christmas, Chinese New Year, Day of the Dead, Halloween. Each one, I think, steeped in history and cultural significance. They carry stories, values, and beliefs that have been, passed down through generations.
So when we participate in those traditions, we're not just celebrating a holiday, are we? We're connecting with something much larger than ourselves. We're tapping into a shared cultural heritage and reaffirming, I guess, our sense of belonging to a particular community or group.
Exactly. It's like those traditions provide a tangible link to our past, helping us understand, who we are, where we come from.
And even if we don't personally celebrate all of these holidays, learning about them, understanding their significance, I think that can broaden our perspectives, foster appreciation for other cultures.
Absolutely. It opens our eyes to the incredible diversity of human experience and reminds us that there are many ways to celebrate, many ways to connect, many ways to find meaning in life.
Which brings us to a point I found particularly intriguing, the idea of celebrations as a form of storytelling. I mean, initially I didn't really see the connection, but the more I thought about it, the more it made sense.
It's a fascinating perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because every celebration has a story, doesn't it? A story behind it, a reason for being. Like, think about Christmas with its story of, the birth of Jesus and the themes of hope and redemption.
Right.
Or Chinese New Year with its focus on, sweeping away the old and welcoming good fortune in the new year.
Yeah, each of these celebrations carries a narrative, one that's been passed down, through generations, evolving and adapting along the way.
Right. Those stories aren't static. They're constantly being reinterpreted, retold, reflecting the changing values and beliefs of the people who celebrate them.
And by participating in those celebrations, we're not just engaging in rituals, we're becoming part of that larger story.
A story that connects us to our past.
Yeah, and shapes our understanding of the present.
It's a beautiful way to think about it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Celebrations aren't just fleeting moments, of fun and festivities. They're living expressions of our shared human experience. And that brings us to another important aspect that's highlighted in the script, the idea that we don't have to wait for a special occasion to celebrate. We can find moments of joy and connection in our everyday lives.
That resonates with me. It's about shifting our perspective, realizing that celebration, it isn't just about, grand events. It's about, cultivating an attitude of gratitude and appreciation for the simple things in life. You know what I appreciate? This script, it actually offers suggestions about how to do that. I love that idea. Celebrating the everyday. What kind of suggestions does the script offer?
Well, remember how Sophia talked about baking cookies for Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Instead of buying expensive gifts.
Yeah.
That's a great example, I think, of how we can shift our focus, from commercialism to more genuine expressions of love and appreciation.
It's about, making those everyday moments feel, a little more special.
Yes.
Creating our own, mini celebrations almost.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be complicated or elaborate. It's the thoughtfulness and intention behind those gestures. That's what truly matters. A handwritten note, a surprise picnic maybe in the park, or simply, taking the time to listen to a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Those little acts of kindness can be incredibly powerful.
I'm starting to see how this script, it's not just about improving, English conversation skills.
Right.
It's about encouraging us to be more mindful
Yeah.
about how we celebrate and connect with others.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's about embracing, I think, the spirit of celebration, not just as, a series of events on the calendar, but as a way of approaching life itself.
And honestly, that's a perspective I think I needed today.
Me too.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to ask you this. What's one small thing you plan to celebrate today? Or maybe this week?
That's a good question. I think I'm going to celebrate finishing a book I've been working on.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
It's been a long journey, and I deserve to acknowledge that accomplishment,
Yeah.
Even if it's just with a quiet evening and a cup of tea.
That sounds lovely. I think I'll celebrate, the sunshine we're finally getting. After a week of rain, it's the little things, right?
Absolutely. So to everyone listening, I encourage you, find those little moments of joy, those everyday wins, and celebrate them. Because life is a gift, and every day is an opportunity to celebrate something.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll say goodbye until our next deep dive. Happy celebrating, everyone. I love that. Baking cookies. It's a good way to show you care.
It is, isn't it?
So simple. But, sometimes the simplest things are the best.
I agree. I think sometimes we overthink it,
We do. We get caught up in, the pressure of making things, perfect or extravagant.
Yeah. When really it's the heartfelt gestures. Those are the ones that matter most.
The ones people remember. So all this talk about celebrations, it makes me wonder, what are some unique celebrations? Maybe traditions that exist in different parts of the world, ones we haven't even touched on.
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, there's, let me think. There's a festival in Thailand called Loy Krathong.
Loy Krathong.
Yeah. Have you heard of it?
I don't think so. What is it?
So during Loy Krathong, people, they make these little rafts. They're called krathongs.
Krathongs, okay.
And they decorate them with flowers, candles, incense.
Sounds beautiful.
It is. And then at night, they float these krathongs on rivers and canals.
They do. Why?
It's a way of, a way of paying respects to the water spirits, and also, letting go of any negativity or bad luck from the past year.
Letting go. That's powerful. It's like a symbolic cleansing almost.
Exactly.
So we've got Christmas, we've got Chinese New Year, Day of the Dead, Halloween, and now Loy Krathong.
I love learning about all these different celebrations. It's like a glimpse into the heart of different cultures.
I know. It really opens up your perspective. Makes you realize how much we all share, despite our differences.
That's what's so beautiful about celebrations. They remind us of our shared humanity. And that's something worth celebrating in itself.
Couldn't agree more. Well, on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive.
Already? Time flies when you're celebrating.
It really does. So until next time, happy celebrating, everyone. Keep those traditions alive, embrace the new ones, and most importantly, remember to celebrate life, big or small.
Cheers to that.